A fish kill is being reported in a man-made canal that flows through Teichroeb and Sons Limited on the Boral Boom Hattieville Road in Belize district. The water is dark and almost stagnant and is littered with dead fish. The Department of Environment confirms to News 5 that the fish kill and the visible polluted water spans beyond the company's property, but is currently contained due to the dry weather.
We received a complaint and a report of fish kill within a canal that was located within the Boom Road area. We prepared internally and we deployed a team to the area to investigate the issue. The team is currently on the ground, still collecting data and trying to understand exactly what is happening. But what we did is we went and we did aerial flyover with a drone in terms of getting aerial footage of the area. And that is important because that will show all the connecting tributaries to the man-made canal. Actually, it's a canal. The good thing that we have observed that the situation is currently contained. And so the canal during heavy rainy season would drain into the river. But at this point in time, it's not. And so it's still contained. The officers on the ground are doing their investigation to try to identify exactly where it is coming from. I think the investigation is going good. They have identified an area where we have clear water coming into the canal and then the darker water. So the water color in the creek or the canal, sorry, is currently very dark, and there's visible sign of fish kills.
For a few years now, Ray Cattouse, a resident who lives on the Philip Golson Highway, has been complaining of an operation undertaken by Green Wave Industries. It is a company that was developed to get rid of hazardous waste, but has recently begun disposing of carbonated beverages. Cattouse believes that the company may be responsible for the fish kill.
I've been taking and licking with this thing for years now. If you could remember, you guys came out here a couple of years ago to do a story on this thing because any dry weather come like this and this thing catch fire, I take a licking. But all that stuff when Mr. Canal they dump into my canal, it goes straight across to Mr. Teichroeb Canal and then across the road, no? And I've been calling out DOE, I call out the police, every year I have problem with this thing here. And the young lady at DOE actually told me on the phone, he said, Mr. Cattouse, I sympathize with you, sir. We can't touch Mr. Canal because Mr. Canal got protection from upstairs.
Again, that location is a facility that has received environmental clearance to process expired Pepsi. That has been in the country for a while. So the Department of Environment gave that company specific procedures to follow as it relates to neutralizing this type of waste. No? And so the officers has visited that location and we're just waiting on for them to come back to generate the report and then to see how we could move this issue forward. So again, we did not target that specific company. We did visit. The area is kind of like an industrial area. There are several different facilities within that area. So we were very careful to ensure that we visited all the major the facilities within that area to be able to come up with that determination as to where the possible issue is coming from, no, to identify its source.
Cattouse says that the canal was made to assist residents in the area during times of flooding.
My canal runs directly across because between me and Mr. Teichroeb, we join the canal so that in rainy weather the place don't flood and the water goes straight through. No, but this out of order, I tell you this out of order. You know all the fish they did? We used to, that canal, we used to bathe in there, catch fish for eat, and now you can't even go close to the canal because the stink they kill you. I talked to Mr. Canal about it. Mr. Canal don't want to do nothing. I talked to DOE, they don't want to do nothing. I bring out the police and show them, and they don't want to do nothing. But what really touched me is when the lady at DOE tell me that Mr. Canal got connection upstairs so we can't touch her.
But Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai says that the investigation will reveal exactly who is responsible for this environmental issue. Samples have been collected and will be tested. The environmental officers have the capacity to interpret those results to ascertain the situation on the ground as it relates to the degraded water quality.
We also took samples to ascertain the water quality. We use an in situ an equipment that you use on site to identify certain parameters. And we have noted that the dissolved oxygen within the creek is very low. And so that might be a contributing factor as to why the fish died. The pH seems to be normal. The pH is actually 7.19, which is a normal level, an okay level. The salinity is okay, also dissolved solids temperature. So in terms of the in situ parameter, everything seems to be fine except the dissolved oxygen levels. We also took grab samples at 5 different locations. We're testing for COD, sulfates, phosphates, nitrates, and some other parameters. Again, this is important because this will kind of point to what the real situation is on the ground.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.